trainers that we'd like to recognize would be Marcos Mendoza, being escorted by Marcos and Bianca Mendoza. Next, we'd like to recognize Alan Gamino, being escorted by Cynthia Gamino. Next, we have Carmen de la Cerda, being escorted by Adriana Rodriguez. Up next, we have Alex Treviso, being escorted by Luis and Socorro Treviso. Next, we have Guillermo Cesati, being escorted by Brian Dodd. Up next, we have Karina Juarez, being escorted by Jesse and Gabby Juarez. Next, through the tunnel, we have Mark Sanchez being escorted by Alejandro and Patricia Sanchez. Next, we have Myra Martinez being escorted by Marcela Martinez. Next, we have Nicole Hernandez being escorted by Joe and Poli Hernandez. Next, we have Isabella Roy being escorted by Gerardo and Brenda Roy. Next, through the tunnel, we have Karen Samaripa being escorted by Perla Samaripa. Now we have Stephanie Gonzalez being escorted by Brenda Martinez. Next, we have Andrea Sanchez being escorted by Claudia Sanchez. Next, we'd like to recognize the parents of our football players. First one through the tunnel will be number 1, Kevin Garcia, being escorted by Ramiro and Leonor Garcia.
chill, smell that fresh cut grass. I'm back in my helmet, cleats, and shoulder pads.
Next, we have number 2, Albert Guevara, being escorted by Marianne Gonzalez.
Fans going crazy for the boys of fall. They didn't let just anybody in that club. Took every ounce of heart and sweat and blood.
Up next, we have number 3, Brian Palacios, being escorted by Brittany Palacios and Marcos Briones.
Kings of the school, man, where the boys are fall. Well, it's turning face to stars and stripes. It's fighting back them butterflies. It's calling in the air, all right, yes, sir.
Out of the tunnel next, we have number 4, Ricky Medina, being escorted by Ricardo and Marisu Medina.
Slinging mud and dirt and grass. It's I got your number, I got your back. When your back's against the wall, you mess with one man, you got us all. The boys.
Next, we have number 5, Alan Morales, being escorted by Ariel and Ana Morales.
In little towns like mine, that's all they got. Newspaper clippings fill the coffee shops.
Up next, we have number 7, Mark Venegas, being escorted by Jose and Adriana Venegas.
Young girls will dream about the boys of fall. Well, it's turning face to stars and stripes. It's fighting back them butterflies. It's calling in the air, all right, yes, sir.
Next eagle will be number 8, DeAndre Torres, being escorted by Albert and Susana Torres.
Slinging mud and dirt and grass. It's I got your number, I got your back. When your back's against the wall, you mess with one man, you got us all. The boys of fall.
Up next, we have number 9, Jose Riojas, being escorted by Jose and Sonia Riojas.
Turning face to stars and stripes. It's fighting back them butterflies. It's calling in the air, all right, yes, sir, we want the ball. It's knocking heads and talking trash. It's slinging mud and
Up next, we have
dirty
number
grass.
10,
It's
Ricardo
I got
Luna,
your number,
being escorted by Ricardo and Diana
when your
Luna.
back's against the wall, you mess with one man, you got us all. The boys are fall.
Our next eagle is number 11, Brian Esquivel, being escorted by Juan and Rosa Esquivel.
Where the boys are fall.
Up next, we have number 12, Armando Martinez, being escorted by Armando and Norma Martinez. Next through the tunnel will be number 13, Ricky Reyes, being escorted by Eduardo and Susana Reyes. Next eagle is number 14, Isaac Perales, being escorted by Andres and Rosa Perales. Next we have number 15, Adrian Heredia, being escorted by Freddie and Connie Heredia. Up next, we have number 20, Ricky de los Santos, being escorted by Ricky and Mary de los Santos. Up next, we have David Ramos, number 21, being escorted by Ricardo and Olga Ramos. Up next, we have number 22, Darwin Leckler, being escorted by Lucy Leckler. Next through the tunnel will be number 24, Mark Cisneros, being escorted by Raul and Leticia Cisneros. Next through the tunnel will be number 25, David Kipuros, being escorted by Juan and Anika Kipuros. Our next eagle will be number 27, Zion Legareta, being escorted by Melissa Salcedo and Stacy Tan. Next through the tunnel will be number 28, Carlos de Luna, being escorted by Carlos de Luna. Next eagle will be number 29, Ruben Rodriguez, being escorted by Ruben and Claudia Rodriguez. Next through the tunnel, number 30, Alex Apolinar, being escorted by Juan and Beatriz Apolinar and brother Alan Apolinar. Next eagle is number 31, Roland Gonzalez, being escorted by Leroy and Brenda Gonzalez.
Waiting for my moment, it's now or never. Heartbroken and hopeless, it's now or never.
Next we have number 32, Mario Torres, being escorted by Mario and Philly Torres.
Belly of the beach, born only God can help. I woke up with a vendetta this morning. Rise and shine the miles of my mind and I'm haunted. That's why y'all still yawning.
Next eagle is number 33, Said Delfin, being escorted by Maria del Carmen Rodriguez.
No accolades escape. See, I be sitting in the grave, for I be sitting in the cage. Ask Ali, what's the price of war? Ask God why my
Next we have number 34, Norby Zavala, being escorted by Norberto and Sonia Zavala.
Give they ask for more. I back the way they turn it back. Lifestyle the talented and black. Back on the ropes, I must react. This is my story.
Up next, we have number 36, Eric Rodriguez, being escorted by Francis Rodriguez. Next through the tunnel, Number 40, Brandon Garza, being escorted by Adolfo Garza and Melinda Flores. Next we have number 42, Bernabe Olivas, being escorted by Twyla and Ernest Esquivel. Next eagle is number 44, Caleb Garcia, being escorted by Melody Teal and Ryan Garcia. Next we have number 45, Daniel Perez, being escorted by Beatriz and Daniel Perez. Our next eagle is number 50, Orly Nava, being escorted by Adolfo and Annette Nava. Next we have number 52, Angel Miranda, being escorted by Paula Tavares. Next eagle is number 53, Cody Esquivel, being escorted by Steve and Nilda Esquivel. Next we have number 54, David Santos, being escorted by David and Tere Santos. Next eagle is number 55, Alec Alvarez, being escorted by Irma Reyes. Next eagle is number 56, Sebastian Hernandez, being escorted by Lydia Lopez and Luis Hernandez. Our next eagle is number 60, Victor Mata, being escorted by Victor and Brenda Mata. Next we'll have number 62, Fabian Dueñez, being escorted by Matthew and Jeanette Martinez and Federico. Up next we have number 63, Adrian Rodriguez, being escorted by Carlos and Mirna Rodriguez. Next eagle, number 64, George Guardado, being escorted by Griselda Meraz. Next up is number 65, Isaac Castillo, being escorted by Martin and Yvonne Duran. Up next we have number 70, Tito Villarreal, being escorted by Jose Enshoti Villarreal. Up next we have number 71, Jose Laguna, being escorted by Isela Laguna. Next Eagle is number 72, Anastasio Reyes, being escorted by Anastasio and Jacqueline Reyes. Next we have number 74, Jovan Garza, being escorted by Juan Garza and brother Johnny Garza. Next Eagle is number 80, Sar Santiano, being escorted by Antonio and Lydia Santiano. Next through the tunnel will be number 88, Adan Rodriguez, being escorted by George and Marta Rodriguez. Up next we have number 94, Jesus Fernandez, being escorted by Rosy Fernandez. Now we have number 99, Moises Rocha, being escorted by Moises and Carla Rocha. Next, we'd like to recognize our student managers. First group through the tunnel will be Cari and Bella Ruiz, being escorted by Charlie and Lorena Ruiz. Next we have Tanya Rodriguez, being escorted by David and Marta Rodriguez. Next manager will be Emily Becerra, being escorted by Rudy and Annie Becerra. Next we have Stephanie Gonzalez, being escorted by Sergio and Taide Gonzalez. And the remaining managers will be escorted by Mr. Ricky Ruiz. Once again, give all of these parents a big round of applause. Without these parents, these kids wouldn't be able to make it to much. So we need to give them a big round of applause for taking them there early in the morning.